Welcome back to another video, guys. The Tofu Master and the Fudgester. We're doing a little collab here with our dear friend Silent Solemnity. So what's going to actually happen is, if I can get a chance to speak here with Fudgy going crazy, is we're actually going to be doing some questions on each of our channels. So I think Fudgy wants to answer these for you, but I'll try and do my best. The first one actually is, what would be harder for you to tell someone you love them or you do not love them back? That's a great question. For me, like I say, I'm quite open about my emotions. I'm fine about telling somebody I love them, but I would find it so much harder to tell somebody I don't love them, because I feel it would hurt their feelings, and I try to give everybody love back, and if I didn't, I just feel that would be something that would really hurt me to tell someone, because like I say, everybody deserves love, and I love everybody, but there's different with loving somebody and loving somebody in a relationship sense. That's different. So if it's loving somebody in a relationship sense, I would hate to obviously tell them that I don't love them back, so I don't know how I would go about that. So that's a great question. I just feel I would say to them, look, I love you as a friend. That's friendship. I love you as a friendship, but that's as much as it would go for that one. So great question. The second question is, what do you think would be the hardest thing to give up on? That's a great question. Obviously, a lot of people will say the hardest thing for you probably to give up on is your eating disorder. Yeah, that's very true, but I'm giving up on my eating disorder. The hardest thing I feel would be to give up on is giving up on people, because like I say, everybody goes through so many hard struggles in their life, and everybody, like I always say, we've got good days, we've got bad days. I always feel there's good in everybody, and everybody has got a chance to live their life to the fullest. We've all made mistakes, we've all done things in life that we regret and such likes, but there's always hope for somebody out there. You're never too far gone, and like I say, I would just feel that the hardest thing to give up is give up on people, because I believe the best in everybody, I see the best in everybody. So that's another amazing question. Number 3 is, would you give a homeless person CPR if they were dying? Of course, like I say, a lot of people would obviously worry about giving CPR and such likes to a homeless person, because they think all homeless people are on drugs and such likes. That's far from the truth. Homeless people have been through so much in their life, and it's just they've been down in their luck. Like I say, I've even seen a homeless veteran in the street one day. Actually, people were walking past him and they were saying, oh, there's another junkie lying in the street. I actually turned it out that he was actually in the army. He had stepped in a landmine and lost his leg below the knee, and he got home from the army, and because he couldn't get benefits or work or such likes, he ended up losing his house and such. So like I say, amazing people, and I actually just went over and gave him some money and said, look, thanks so much for all you've done for this country, and I'm just disgusted that you've been treated this way. So yeah, I would give homeless people a CPR. They're no different from you, me, or anybody else. Let's say they're just unfortunate. They've been through so much hard times in their life. Like I say, always think yourself lucky. You've got food to eat, you've got shelter over your head, you've got clothes to wear, you've got family that love you, you've got, like here, animals that love you. Yeah, like I say, always think that there's people worse off than yourself. Brilliant question as well. Number 4 is, what makes you bored? That's absolutely amazing. Like I say, what makes me bored is, I've always got to find something new in life. I'm always this kind of person that loves to grow and expand myself. Like I say, at the moment, in the past, I've obviously been a semi-professional footballer. I've obviously done art and such likes. I love to look into new things. At the moment, I'm actually doing a lot of yoga and kind of the Buddhist teachings as well, and obviously positive thinking, and I'm looking into actually doing a specialist course on yoga and one on being an eating disorder specialist as well. So that's one thing I always love to do. I always love to find something new in life. I just always feel that if I'm stuck in one place doing the same thing over and over and not learning something new, that's when I really get bored. Like I say, I've always got to be expanding myself physically, mentally, spiritually, everything like that. That's a great question, Silent Solemnity. Thanks very much for that one. Number 5 is, what is your favourite four-legged creature and why? Well, there you go, easy answer to this. There he goes, dogs. Because dogs are absolutely amazing. They give you so much therapy, so much unconditional love. They know when you're going through hard times, they're always by your side. They're man's best friend, like I say. They give you so much unconditional love for so little in return. A little bit of food, a little bit of loving, and they give you everything back in return. They're an absolutely true example to us human beings. Like I say, we're so cruel, we want everything for ourselves. Animals give you everything back, and all they want is a little bit of love. So, like I say, how can't you love that? They're absolutely, like it says, what is dog spelt backwards? God. They're the nearest thing to God, in my opinion. They're spiritually and everything combined. They're just so lovely creatures. So that was a great question. So my one definitely is the dog. Number 6 is, do you like spicy food and why? Oh, I love spicy food. If you don't know, I love things like obviously Chinese, Indian. I really love hot curries. It's just something I've always loved. I feel that it seems to make you feel good. It's like try to test yourself, if you know what I mean. Trying a hotter food. Can I try this one? Am I going to be able to do it? So you go from like mild to really hot. It's about testing yourself out. I love curries, like I say. Love things like obviously a vegan vegetable curry. Obviously love things like tofu curry, such like. So yeah, I love my spicy food, definitely. The next question is, something or someone you miss most from your childhood? That's an easy question. My parents, 100%. Your childhood's the best moment of your life, like I say. You always look back and you say to yourself when you're a child, oh, I want to leave school, I want to grow up, I want to do this, that and the next thing. You're actually wishing your life away, and now when you look back in your life you say, that's the best moments of my life. I would love to be back to school and such. They're the best moments of your life. Like I say, you've got no worries, everything's taken care of you. You've not got the worries of everyday adulthood, like we get bills, stresses, relationship issues, all that kind of stuff. You've got nothing to worry about. Like I say, definitely my favourite moment and what I miss most from my childhood is my parents. If I could get that back, that would be the one thing I would love to have. Like I say, always say to everybody out there, you see people saying, oh, they argue with their mum and their dad and such like. Cherish every moment with your mum and your dad. Like I say, you just don't realise how lucky you are. So that would be my question and answer to that one, definitely. The next question is, are you usually late, early or right on time? Definitely early. If you don't know me, I'm a really OCD person. Everything's got to be done in time. Like I say, you'll have known this if you watch my channel. I've obviously got to do things like obviously have my meals in time, have my clothes out for the next day and such. I'm always very early for appointments. That's what always everybody says to me. You're very punctual. I'm always in time. I'm always really in time. That's one thing I've always done. So that's definitely my answer to that one. I'm definitely a bit OCD about when it comes to time and being there very early, because I always think to myself, if I'm not there early, they're going to come out looking for me and I'm not there, and I want to show a good impression. But it's just something that I've been very OCD about. The next question is, are you happy with your life at the most part right now? Yes, I'm very happy with life at the moment. Like I say, I'm in recovery, I'm loving life again. Everything that my eating disorder took away from me, I'm getting back in abundance. Like I say, I've got a lot of things I want to do. I want to actually be the best advocate for eating disorder recovery and help people out there. I'm learning new things every day. Like I say earlier on there, I'm getting into yoga, I'm getting into the kind of Buddhism type thing. I'm trying to expand myself so much. I'm doing a lot in the media with eating disorders. I'm just loving life with my family, my dogs, which is my dogs and my wife. Like I say, recovery is possible, guys. Don't ever give up on it. Every day is a new learning curve. Eating disorder recovery is like being born again, if you can imagine it. When you're born, you open your eyes for the first time, you let out that cry, as the saying goes. you end up saying your first words eventually, you learn how to walk. That's what recovery's like, just learning new things every day. Yes, it's probably stole a little bit of your life away from you, but you may not be the person you were before, but you can be a new person. Don't ever think that you can't be somebody or be a great person, because you are. You're not defined by a eating disorder. So yeah, I'm loving life at the moment, guys, absolutely. Next question is, you can have one of the following two things: trust or love. That's absolutely great. Like I say, trust is a great thing, because you can't have love in life without people trusting you, because they're always going to be looking over their back and thinking what you're going to do next. But love gets you through hard times as well. Like I say, without love and a support network, you can never fully get over things in life, and it's great to have friends that love you for who you are, not what you give them. So that's a good one. I really couldn't pick between those two, to be honest. But if I had to pick one, I suppose it would be trust, because without trust you can't get love. So I feel that if people trusted me, eventually I would get love. So it would be trust, definitely would be my first choice in that one, 100%. The next question is, tell me about your favourite book, magazine or comic. Well, comic wise, I'm definitely a big Marvel superhero fan. You all know that. I love Star Wars and such likes. I've actually got the Star Wars book. I've got many books like Harry Potter, and obviously beautiful Amazing Beasts and what's the name of it? Amazing Beasts and Where to Find Them, I think you call it. Yeah, that's one of my others. But one of my favourite books is obviously Goodbye ED, Hello Me by Jenny Schaefer. That's basically talking about how you recover from your eating disorder. You take back your eating disorder thoughts and you let them know that they don't define you and they're not your voice. And it's basically about divorcing your eating disorder. So if you've seen my channel, you know what I'm talking about in that. And it's obviously the next one, Life Without ED by Jenny Schaefer. It's basically the very same thing, how one woman declared independence from her eating disorder and how you can too. It's basically showing you how you can recover, how you can declare independence. Obviously as well, one I'm really into at the moment is The Power of Intention by Dr. Dwayne Dyer. It's basically, its intention is generally viewed as a pit bull kind of determination, obviously propelling you to succeed at all costs by never giving up on the inner picture. And basically that's very true. Like I say, don't ever give up. You obviously look a lot on the kind of negative side in life. One thing I'm going to actually do shortly on my channel, guys, is a little positivity thing. I'm not going to share it with you, but it's all to do with a jar and putting little things, little notes in them every single day of positive things that you've had in that day. And at the end of the year, turn the jar out and look back on yourself, and you think you've been through hard times and actually see how positive your life's actually been. But definitely my greatest book would have to be the Holy Bible. Like I say, you know, I'm a Christian. I don't discriminate against anybody. I know some of you guys watching this, I don't believe in faith and such likes, and that's absolutely great, guys. If that's the way you want to live your life, like I say, I thoroughly respect that, and I hope you respect my wishes as well. But for me, the Holy Bible means everything to me. It's knowing that there's somebody up there that's higher than you, somebody looking over you through the bad times, knowing that your parents are there, your family members are there. Like I say, they're only in the next room, they're never gone. And that's one thing, there is life after this, but I respect all you guys, what you believe in well. So that's a great question. The next question is, tell me about someone you envy. I don't think I envy anybody. Like I say, I feel that's probably wrong to envy people, because when you start comparing yourself to other people, you're never going to live the life you love, because there's, as my grandfather always said, there's somebody out there, there's always somebody better than you. No matter how good you are, there's somebody better than you. Whether you be a sporting person, whether you be an artist, there's always somebody better than you. But like I say, don't compare yourself to anybody. You're great the way you are. You're unique, you're individual. We're all special people. We've always got our own things that we're special at. So don't compare yourself to anybody. Don't envy anybody. Like I say, a lot of people envy people because of their popularity, their looks, obviously their wealth and such likes, their job prospects and such. Yeah, it would be great to have a lot of money, but money doesn't bring you happiness. Like I say, the real wealth in life is, like my mum always said, health is your wealth, and the family that love you and the people that love you, that's true wealth. That can't be bought by any amount of money. So I would say don't envy anybody, guys. Definitely do not. Next question is, do you like rainy days or snowy winter days more? Oh, well, if you know it, well, I live in Scotland, so we get a lot of rain and a lot of bloody snow. I need some vitamin D, I need the sun. We're just getting a bit in the summer, so please don't jinx it. But like I say, I love the snow. I love the kind of winter feel, especially at Christmas and such. It's great, that shine that you get with the white snow. You get the dogs out playing in it. My little shih tzu goes out and she goes into the snow, and because she's that tiny she gets buried in it. You've got to lift her out. Oh, snow is absolutely great. Like I say, you see the children out in the street throwing snowballs at each other. We all remember that, don't we, guys? Chucking the snowballs at people's windows. Oh, I've just given a little secret away there. People will be watching this saying, that wee shite bag was the one that used to throw snowballs at my window. So yeah, I love the snow, definitely. The next one is, name 3 things in nature you find most beautiful. Absolutely great. Like I say, I love the trees, especially in the springtime when you see the changes of the colours and the leaves falling to the ground and it's got that kind of lovely yellowy glow to it. Absolutely amazing. Especially in the summer as well. The other thing I love is when you see things like the daffodils and such likes all blooming. Absolutely amazing. The birds in the trees singing away in the first thing in the morning, that's absolutely lovely nature. Blue sky as well, when you see that. Early mornings, like I say, sometimes you look out, especially in Scotland, and you see little squirrels running about and such. That's lovely nature. So for me, nature would have to be the birds in the trees, the animals that love nature. I hate when I see trees getting knocked down and land getting absolutely cleared, because it obviously kills all nature. It kills like squirrels, badgers, birds, all the kind of wild deer and such like. So my 3 things would be the trees, the leaves and the flowers obviously, and the animals that obviously populate, because that's what life's all about. Like I say, great, love life, love nature, that's what it's all about. The next question are, what are your 2 favourite careers and why? Well, easy question that one. As you all know, I used to be a semi-professional footballer, so my favourite career in life would have been a footballer. I never really put myself into much as in my kind of scholar work at school and such like, so I was never really into that. I wouldn't say I wasn't really clever, but I just never really threw myself into it, because I always wanted to be a footballer, so I just didn't really put myself forward so much and actually put in the effort, which I should have done really. I was good at art and such likes, and obviously craft and design, making wood and such likes, kind of things like obviously crafts like wood stuff, woodwork, obviously metal work and such likes as well, which I would love to do again. But my favourite 2 careers definitely would have been a footballer, probably a veterinary surgeon. I would have loved to have done that, something to work with animals, and probably now one thing I want to do in the future is work some way, even voluntary, helping people with mental health and eating disorders. That would be my 3 favourite careers really. But if I had to pick out the 2 of them, probably a footballer and probably working with mental health in some way, or animals. Pick between the 2. That's 3. I should have said 2, but you know what I mean. Number 20, and the last question, because this will be in 2 parts because there's 40 questions, is what is the hardest thing you've ever had to do? That's a great question. Between 2 things, I would say the hardest thing I ever had to do was obviously arranging my dad's funeral and obviously saying goodbye to my mum and lowering her coffin into the ground. That would be the hardest thing I've ever had to do, guys, and it's really difficult for you to actually realise, unless you've been through that, how painful it is. It's just distressing, it really is, and it's one of the things that we all go through in life, but to go through it at an early age is even really harder. It's absolutely traumatised me for the rest of my life, and something that now I'm just absolutely I celebrate the good times that are passing. That is really, really important. Obviously the other hardest thing in life is obviously putting myself and giving myself up to recovery, actually accepting I had a problem and speaking out and actually saying, look, I need help, I've got to accept it, I've got to want help. That's probably one of the two hardest things that I've actually had to do in life. So great question. I hope you like this little collaboration, guys. This we'll be doing the second part probably later on this week, because like I say, there's 40 questions. Please go over and give Silent Solemnity love and support. She's an amazing person. Beautiful inside, beautiful outside. She's absolutely great. I'm blessed to call her a friend, and I just love the work she does, speaking about the good times, speaking about the bad times, raising awareness. She's an amazing person. Please find her channel link in the description below. And remember, as always, binge on life, purge negativity and starve guilty feelings. And it's a goodbye from me, and it's a goodbye from him. Speak to you all soon, guys. Love you so much. Binge on life, purge negativity and starve guilty feelings. Speak to you all soon and love you so much.